Melanie Barris. I am here with Cynthia Wheeler, interviewing her as an advocate for the Florida court systems on mediation and the mediation process.
Hey everybody, I want to get us to start having some discussions and questioning the things that are taking place in our government. And I'm a family law nut. I'm on family law reform, and one of the things I want us to ask about is mediation, or the technical term for it is alternative dispute resolution. And we have a lot of rules and requirements because people said so, or because the powers that be said they were effective. And one of them I want us to question is mediation. Every circuit court in Florida has the authority to make certain mediations mandatory. And the goal of mediation is to decrease further litigations, to let the parties come up with solutions to their problems. Well, mediation isn't free. Mediation in Palm Beach County ranges from $120 to $220 per case.
What happens to those that don't have money?
I think there may be some type of program for a couple of people that are considered indigent or don't meet that, and for that. And then for people that's income is above $100,000, they have to go to private mediation. The problem with mediation is it doesn't work. And how do I know it doesn't work? Because I went to look at our case dispositions. In our state, we have to have an accounting of everything that takes place in court. And the case dispositions tell you how the cases were handled. And I'm talking about in relation to family court. For example, in 2013-2014, from July 2013 to July 2014, there were 5,136 divorce case dispositions. Only 390 of those cases were resolved before court, meaning that maybe mediation was effective.
Mm-hmm.
For the other ones, it wasn't. So that is only 6% of cases. When does our government ever do something because it was effective 6% of the times?
Mm.
But those cases and that mediation cost millions of dollars. A judge can send you back to mediation as many times as they want to.
Where does this money go?
I'm still trying to track the money.
Okay.
Because the numbers are really very funny. Because it's mandatory, and I'm just going to use the divorce numbers, for example. If it was mandatory that 4,838 cases go through mediation,
mm-hmm.
you would expect there would be 4,838 orders, and somewhere close to that number of mediations held. The numbers are off significantly. And that doesn't include all of the cases that are child support or non-Department of Revenue child support.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't include all of the modifications, contempt of courts, and things that are also required to go to mediation. And those are
and
thousands.
Then that's added extra money.
Thousands and thousands of cases.
Where can we find this trail of money?
I'm looking for it. So when I went in the state reporting system and I seen for Palm Beach County only 1,923 mediations were held when there were 4,838 dissolutions, it was off. So I was just saying, well, with the dissolutions, the numbers are off. So when you go to adding these reopening cases, these modifications and contempt, the number goes up tremendously. Where are the cases?
Yeah.
So what I did was I called the ADR department.
And what's the ADR department?
Alternative Dispute Resolution Department of Palm Beach County Court. And I requested a couple of things. One thing I requested was, can I get a report of how many ADR or mediation sessions you held from July 1st, 2013 to June 30th, 2014. They said, why? And in my brain, I said, why? It's public record. It's transparent government. What agency do you work with? I'm just a concerned citizen that wants some public information. And while I'm at it, can I get a breakdown of how much money and revenues you all received? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you that information. I have a lot of things to do. So,
oh my God.
What I said was, that's okay. Give me your email address. And he says, Walter Colbath. I was like, Walter Colbath? Are you some kin to Chief Judge Colbath? Yes, that's my brother.
So Walter Colbath is
Chief Judge Colbath's brother. And
it's kind of like, we are family.
Yeah, it was very strange. Chief Judge Colbath was appointed to the Chief Judge position in 2012. Well, according to the state reporting system, under the right to know, Walter Colbath was hired as the mediation coordinator in 2011.
I wonder how he got that position.
Well, I don't know. I Googled a Walter Colbath online and it said something about real estate. So that's a big career jump.
How do you go from a real estate agent to...
I don't specifically know. I just know there was a Walter Colbath in real estate.
Well, we got to find that trail and close it down.
Well, when I started, questioning these numbers for mediation, I Googled something and ARC Mediation came up. It's a mediation company and a law firm. And guess
private?
What I learned?
Is it private?
Yeah. For those people, there's one option for those people who make over $100,000 who have to seek out.
Mm-hmm.
And Walter Chief Judge Colbath, retired judge father, works for ARC Mediation.
So this is like a whole family unit, private and hired by the government.
It's a lot of judges work at ARC Mediation. There are 4 retired judges that work at ARC Mediation. Now, what happens is past chief judges have had authority over whether to make mediation mandatory. And I'm just questioning, I wonder who those judges were who initially came to the conclusion that mediation was a good thing. Because if the people that came to that decision actually had the idea of creating a market, that's kind of iffy. I don't know, but these are questions I'm asking.
So these are private firms that you have to actually go to hire for mediation if you make over $100,000.
Or, in different venues. But mediation isn't effective. Enough time has passed by, and from viewing the court statistics and the number of cases that still have to go through the court system in family cases that still have to go before the judge, it proves mediation isn't effective. Most of these mediations take place before you even go to court. So the judge never sees you and asks you how much acrimony is involved in these cases.
And what is acrimony?
How much do the litigants hate each other?
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, in some cases, family cases, people want a pound of flesh.
Yeah.
And if things were able to be mediated, the people actually would not be going through with the trial. They would have come up with an agreement between themselves.
Right.
And their lawyers file it. And
right.
So to me, sending people to mediation is redundant because they aren't able to come up with an agreement, and that is why they're seeking to go forward. And the fact that in that particular year, only 6% of cases did not go before the judge, or 390 out of 5,136, confirms it's not. And if you review the statistics from the prior years, it confirms over and over again that mediation in family cases is not effective.
So we need to basically banish this system of private mediation firms having to be paid to come in. When
if the courts insist that it's effective, maybe they should pick up the bill. But requiring 94% of people to go to a process that isn't effective is not really right.
And the studies are out there that it is not effective.
Yeah, if you just look at the court reporting system data and really think about what's being said and break it down, civil cases like small claims court, they're not required to go to mediation. I think in that year it was like 13,000 small claims cases or something filed. They don't have to go to mediation. Why would you make it mandatory for family courts to have to go through mediation?
Because it puts money in the pockets of...
But there's more acrimony in family cases as opposed to a car accident or something of that nature. Small claims cases under 5,000 don't have to go through mediation. But in a family case, you can't really say, Judge, I'm walking away. But in a small claims court, they don't have that urgency. And what I found out in mediation was the first time I went, the other party didn't show up. So they said, you still
And you don't get to roll that money over.
They said
you have to pay it over again.
No. They said I still had to pay the $110 for them to generate a report saying I was there. That is extortion.
That is extortion.
Because if I don't, even though I'm there,
you're there. The other party is not there, but yet you're left foot with the bill.
I have to pay my $110 for them to generate a report. Otherwise, I risk being found in contempt of court for not going by the court's order.
So basically, this is a mousetrap.
And yeah, my case was a little bit different. And when we finally got before the judge, the father asked to go to mediation, and we did end up having a mediation, and it lasted maybe 10 minutes.
And how much?
He had paid $110 and I paid $110, so it was $220 for 10 minutes. But there was never any probability of a resolution coming up.
And then all the back stress on you.
I already knew it. He already knew it. So the fact that the judges made us go through this and pay $220 was huge for 10 minutes of time, which didn't result in anything. And I could have told him that before. But they don't. But they make us go through these things, and mediation generates millions and millions and millions of dollars for the court system. And it's not the function of the litigants to pay into the court system. The court system is not a business.
So what do you suggest we do?
I suggest that somebody really follow these numbers and find out how many mediations were exactly held, how much monies were done, and how effective it is. And if it is shown...
And where the money goes.
And if it is shown that it is not effective, which the numbers, just from reviewing the prior year numbers, it will prove that it needs to be eliminated, or else the court system needs to pick up the tab. I'd even say pick up the tab if we come up with an agreement. But the other people that don't come up with an agreement should not have to pay, because it's not effective. And to continue a practice that's not effective is not in the best interest. And to some people, $110 is not a lot of money, or $60. But to a person that may be coming for contempt of court because they're not receiving child support, or contempt of court because the other party isn't,
so they have to actually pay to receive the money that the person isn't giving them.
When you file a motion, you have to pay a filing fee, you have to pay a process serving fee, and then you have to go to this mediation. And a judge can send you back as many times as they want to.
All right. Well, more with Cynthia Wheeler as we bust down the family court and the court systems. We'll get down to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.